Hey, go Ducks.
Go Beavers, our Civil War preview.
Tomorrow on AM Northwest.
November 29th, 2001.
When they ruled Afghanistan, they were accused of mass rape, thuggery, and murder.
It was a very brutal time in terms of human loss. It was a very brutal time in terms of civil liberties.
Think we're talking about the Taliban?
These people, many of them, they don't have a savory reputation.
Nope. America's newest ally.
The Northern Alliance is behaving much better than we had feared. However, it is behaving much worse than we would like.
Tonight, strange bedfellows, America and the Northern Alliance.
From ABC News, this is Nightline. Reporting from Washington, Ted Koppel.
In Afghanistan today, war is creating realities on the ground. In Bonn, Germany, 38 Afghan delegates representing a variety of interests are trying, with the help of the UN and a covey of international observers, to shape some political realities that will survive. It won't be easy. Alliances are rarely a matter of choice. Most of the time, they're dictated by circumstance. After the Second World War, for example, the United States found itself seeking the help and counsel of German intelligence officers who once worked for the Nazis, because the new greater threat was perceived to be Soviet communism. As we told you last night, during the early 1980s, Washington turned a blind eye to the excesses of Saddam Hussein because Iran was then seen as a more immediate threat to U.S. interests than Iraq. Many of the Taliban fighters that U.S. forces are now hunting down received their initial training and financing from the CIA. That was when they were known as the Mujahideen, and the common enemy was the Soviet Union. When the forces we speak of as the Northern Alliance, those are the troops with whom we now have common cause, or at least shared interests, when those forces briefly held power in Kabul during the mid-1990s, our own State Department denounced their brutality. The Taliban who overthrew them were initially seen as saviors. Clearly, times change, and so do our perceptions. But what happens in Afghanistan next, how power is or is not shared, will be of crucial importance to a number of countries, including our own. Here's Nightline correspondent Chris Bury.
The day troops of the Northern Alliance rode triumphantly into Kabul, those scenes of jubilation surely made them look, to many Americans, like the guys in the white hats. Certainly they were our men in the fight. After all, we had bought them new uniforms and boots. U.S. Special Forces advised them. American air power handed them victories against the Taliban they had only dreamed of on their own. Now, as Northern Alliance troops grab more territory and power, day by bloody day, the true color of their hats is an open question.
There are no white hats in Afghanistan. There are no white hats in that region, really. This is not a part of the world that's divided into good guys and bad guys. This is a place which is divided between tough guys and guys who don't survive.
In a place at war for more than 20 years, the Northern Alliance has a reputation for brutality that nearly matches the Taliban's. During its last stint in power from 1992 to 96, rival warlords terrorized Kabul and killed thousands. Even Ahmed Massoud, the charismatic Northern Alliance commander who was assassinated in September, had blood on his hands.
He also carried out some abominable massacres of other ethnic groups while he was ruling in Kabul.
Indeed, no sooner had the American bombing begun than the president of Pakistan, historically hostile to the Northern Alliance, warned they might revert to their old ways.
The Northern Alliance should not take advantage. This certainly is with reason and rationale. We know the atrocities that were committed during the period when the Soviets left and before the Taliban came, when they were warlords reigning supreme in different parts of Afghanistan and fighting among themselves and butchering each other
I grew up in Kabul and...
Even today, in a Capitol Hill hearing on the sorry state of women in Afghanistan, the Northern Alliance was not fondly remembered. This woman left Afghanistan after they took power.
Women were raped, killed, and forced to marry, like the commanders who had the weapon, the power of weapon.
Already, as the alliance has advanced, there have been ugly scenes, beatings and shootings of Taliban and their sympathizers. In the prison uprising at Mazar-e-Sharif, some of the dead Taliban, mostly Arab and Pakistani, reportedly had their hands tied behind their backs, suggesting they were executed. Yet the Northern Alliance forces have also shown a remarkable willingness to welcome some Taliban, their fellow Afghans, back into the fold.
Given their past track record, I would say that they have in fact behaved much better, and they have behaved much better because they know that the global attention is on them.
And today, at the main market in Kabul, some of those who suffered during the last Northern Alliance regime spoke of higher hopes this time around.
I think the situation in Kabul will get good because in that time, in the first time when they captured Afghanistan, Kabul city, in the year 92, in that time they didn't have a lot of experience. They didn't know anything, but now they are experienced. They know the situation and they don't want to fight.
It is difficult for me to tell something about the future, but I just know that this time Mujahideen are very better than before they were the first time.
For American officials, another major concern about the Northern Alliance is simply a matter of trust. The U.S. military paved the way for those advances against the Taliban, and the U.S. Treasury paid for it. But the alliance has hardly performed like an American puppet.
We will encourage our friends to head south across the Shamali Plains, but not into the city of Kabul itself.
Only 3 days later, of course, the Northern Alliance marched into Kabul, and today it controls all the major cities in Afghanistan except Kandahar. Harun Amin is the alliance envoy in Washington.
You're talking about peace and bond, but on the ground, what you're doing is gaining territory and seizing more power.
Well, it's very, very natural game in Afghanistan in terms of the campaign. Provinces are either under the control of the Taliban or they're liberated. I think that the world would have a preference that they shall be liberated.
What they are doing is very clear. What they want is to have actual control of as much of Afghanistan as possible, because the more control they have, the better place they are in the Bonn negotiations, in the Germany negotiations, and then they can negotiate from a position of strength.
Leaders of the Northern Alliance, of course, promised to share power eventually, but for now, the taste of the victory nearly at hand may simply be too sweet. In a place where the good guys are hard to tell from the bad, the Northern Alliance still plays by the old rules. In Afghanistan, possession is 9/10 of the game. This is Chris Bury for Nightline in Washington.
Later in the broadcast, today's talks on the formation of a new Afghan government. But in a moment, has the U.S. traded one problem for another in Afghanistan? That conversation when we come back.
This is ABC News Nightline, brought to you by MasterCard.
Space camp for your daughter, priceless. Grand Prix lessons for your dad, priceless. A celebrity chef for your sister, priceless. Getting them something that wasn't on their list, priceless. Use your MasterCard and you could win 5 priceless gifts, including an African safari. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard.
Look, we got a lot to do today, so let's make this quick. Get what you need. We're out of here. Agreed?
Yes.
Kevin!
We know how you feel, and that's why you can shop online and pick up at a nearby store the same day, or we'll ship to you. Circuit City, we're with you.
I think that went really well.
I'm going to do everything I can to blow you out of the lineup.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. Brian Song, Sunday on ABC.
Brace yourself. You've never experienced the awesome power packed into new Listerine Pocket Pack strips. Each tiny strip dissolves instantly, killing germs to leave your mouth feeling so clean, you'll wonder how we did it. Cool Mint Listerine Pocket Packs. Kill the germs, feel the clean.
I never dreamed it would be like this, ever. We were making decent money. I thought 10 years at a job would be enough to keep me secure. If any of the kids have a major illness, I don't know how we pay for that.
Congress just passed billions in tax rebates for big corporations. But when it came to helping laid-off workers pay for health care, Senator Gordon Smith voted to block it. Call Senator Smith. Tell him he's on the wrong side.
I don't know what's going to happen. I have no idea.
Our guests tonight are Eden Nabi. Dr. Nabi is the co-author of a book titled Afghanistan, Mullah, Marx, and Mujahid. She has lived in Afghanistan, Tajikistan, and several other Central Asian countries. She joins us tonight from Boston. Mansoor Ijaz is an American of Pakistani descent. He is a businessman who has repeatedly served as an intermediary between the United States and various Muslim regimes, including Afghanistan. He joins us from our New York studios. And Mr. Ijaz, maybe you can begin by telling us why so many countries are watching with such apprehension as to what is going on in Afghanistan right now. What difference does it make to some of the big powers in that region who emerges controlling what?
Well, Ted, I think the biggest problem that is there right now is that the Northern Alliance, which controls the geography of Afghanistan at the moment, has had a historical tendency to shift its alliances at a moment's notice. And that causes a problem because on the one side you have Pakistan is in between Afghanistan and India. And on both sides now what is developing is essentially a hostile alliance because the Northern Alliance is very close to the Indian government. On the other side of Afghanistan you have Iran, and the Northern Alliance is trying very hard to bring the Iranians into the equation. And then to the north, you have the Russian ethnocentric powers in Tajikistan and Uzbekistan. So I think the people that are getting squeezed out here, unfortunately, are our frontline ally in this war on terrorism. And that's a big problem because we really need the intelligence data. We need to make sure that Pakistan is a stalwart in ensuring its nuclear assets are not put in the wrong hands. And we need to have a stable Pakistan move forward towards its democratic elections next year, not have it blow up in the middle of an India that wants to fight another war in Kashmir.
Dr. Nabi, do you think that's overly alarmist?
Well, I think from a Pakistani perspective, it's not alarmist, but I would prefer to look at the region as a whole. After all, Pakistan may be an ally this year, but there are other countries in the region, particularly the newly emerging states of Central Asia, with whom we need to develop relationships and with whom we have been developing some fairly good relationships. We need to be encouraging their economies and their political development toward democracy. They, too, are squeezed between Russia, their former master, and China, their possible would-be master. So I think it's important to pay attention to the entire region, not simply the problems of one country.
Reasonable point, but let me be the one to raise the word for the first time, realpolitik. The fact of the matter is, as Mr. Ijaz just pointed out, there are a couple of nuclear powers in that region. Pakistan is one of them, and the possibility that a nuclear power might undergo the kind of instability that he is warning about, I think should worry us perhaps even more than whether democracy makes any headway in Tajikistan.
Correct.
Well, Tajikistan is probably the weakest point to look at. However, if there's instability in the region, whether it stems from the Northern Alliance or from elsewhere, it's going to affect Pakistan. So there are many things that will be affecting Pakistan if Afghanistan remains unstable. And after all, that is what we're talking about, the instability of Afghanistan and the related instability of Kashmir.
Mr. Ijaz, you're shaking your head.
I'm sorry, Ted. I think that's a bit overly simplistic. The fact of the matter is that what this could become, and this is a very structurally important scenario that we have to think about, is that if the Northern Alliance decides that India is a good partner to have, and the Indians say, well, we're going to fight the war on terrorism on our terms, which is we're going to eradicate Pakistan-held Kashmir of all the jihadi groups and everyone that is running around up there, then we have a very different ballgame on our hands, because that is a region in which the reaction times, because of the missile capabilities and the nuclear warheads that they've got, are less than a couple of minutes on each side. So you don't have any time to react. And the United States cannot do anything at the moment that a general in Pakistan says, this was a squeeze play all along, we are not going to tolerate India encroaching on us, and war on terrorism or not, Americans dead or not, we are not going to compromise our national sovereignty at the expense of a bunch of renegades running up around the Northern Alliance in Kabul.
We're going to have to take a short break, but when we come back, I'd like the two of you to talk about realities on the ground versus what is allegedly being negotiated in Bonn right now. Back with more in a moment.
At Bank of America, we really wanted to participate in the Olympic Winter Games. But in the end, we decided to support the real athletes and stick to the things we do best, like defending your money with a leader in photo security check cards and credit cards. Tomorrow. Let's go. Protect! Behind.
Let's go get our boy back.
Enemy lines. Behind enemy lines. Rated PG-13. Tomorrow, only in theaters.
You've all read this. Top shelf consultants. $2 million. Pure strategic thinking could put us years ahead. The board is psyched. I'm psyched. It's a brilliant plan. One question. Given our current technology, is this implementable?
No.
No.
No. Strategies you can actually execute?
No.
Now there's a plan.
Still psyched?
Americans are asking what is expected of us.
What is expected of us?
What is expected of us?
We ask you to live your lives.
Do your business.
Do your business around the country.
Fly and enjoy
America's great destination spots.
Take your family.
Enjoy life.
The way we want it to be enjoyed. Greatness is found.
Greatness is found.
When American character.
And American courage.
American courage.
Can overcome American challenges.
And we will.
And we will.
The sooner we get this done, the sooner we can get to bed.
Good job.
Savings start early. This Saturday starting at 7 a.m. Save 50% off select gift ideas. Only at Sears. Where else?
Lifestyles of Muslim Women with Robin Leach and this expert.
Because women can seduce men, they should be covered.
Politically Incorrect coming up.
Excuse me, these cash register buttons you sold me are worn out.
Stress fracture. What are you using them for?
My chicken sandwich for 99 cents. Well, plus my entire 99-cent menu. You know, burgers and tacos and breakfast biscuits and...
These are JR20s. They're not designed for a 99-cent menu with so many items. These are junk. You need the XL99. Military-grade titanium.
Ooh.
And we're back again with Dr. Eden Nabi and Mansour Ijaz. Dr. Nabi, things are looking quite promising in Bonn. It sounds as though compromise is a possibility. It sounds as though power will be shared. It sounds as though there may even be an international peacekeeping force. But if you look at the reality on the ground, maybe that's all going to be academic.
What the United States is involved with directly now is Afghanistan and our supposed allies in the Northern Alliance. I'm not convinced that the Northern Alliance is anywhere near able to become a partner that the United States can rely on. First, because it's weak, it's contentious, and whatever it may say in Bonn as one of the four groups representing Afghanistan, it cannot really carry through on the ground in Kabul, and certainly not outside Kabul. As we have seen, the Northern Alliance is unable to field troops in predominantly Pashtun areas like Kandahar. It's the American Marines that have had to go in. So that relying on the Northern Alliance and relying on their word in Bonn, I think, is a very dangerous position for the United States to be in, and the allies of the United States in Europe. So while Bonn may sound good, and Geneva for years in the 1980s sounded as if it was going to produce something like a reliable government in Kabul, in fact, it did not. And what happened was chaos, which was dangerous to the entire region.
Mr. Ijaz, I suspect that Pakistan would be kind of pleased if it believed what Dr. Nabi was saying, that is, that the Northern Alliance is actually weak. The Northern Alliance clearly was weak a couple of months ago, but with the help of American bombing, they're the folks with the guns, they're the folks who control the turf. Do you think they really are weak?
Well, I think that the infrastructure of the Northern Alliance is not as weak as everyone portrays it out to be right now, because September 11th changed a lot of things. You know, in Pakistan today, I don't think there would have ever been, prior to September 11th, a person within the intelligence or military apparatus that would have accepted the Northern Alliance as anything close to being a governing apparatus. But September 11th changed a lot of things, and there's a whole different set of principles and priorities that have now come into play.
Well, let me interrupt you for a second, because the United States made it quite clear that it did not want the Northern Alliance taking and occupying Kabul.
Yep.
They paid
For
absolutely.
good reason,
They
yes.
but they paid absolutely no attention. They
That's
went
right.
ahead and did it anyway.
Yes.
What makes us think they're going to pay any attention to the United States in the weeks and months ahead?
They won't, and that's part of the problem. These are people that you just cannot trust to do what is in our national interest. Now, the question is whether or not the United States can define a policy objective for them that makes congruent our national security objectives with their own best interests. And the only way we get that done is to ensure that they understand economic aid and the rebuilding of Afghanistan will simply just not take place if these guys are not going to come clean with a proper political apparatus that shares power not just amongst all the tribes, but amongst all the women and bringing other people into it.
Dr. Nabi,
Well,
you get the last word. Go ahead.
That's all very well to say that we will pull out our money, we won't help with aid if they don't follow through. But what choice does the rest of the world have? To let Afghanistan sink into a chaos again? We don't have a choice except to help to rebuild Afghanistan. The point is, on what basis will Afghanistan be rebuilt? Will it be a strong government? Will it be a country that will be fragmented, and maybe that is for the best in the new Central Asia? Or will it be a country that is going to be controlled by one of its neighbors? And we have seen what has happened when Afghanistan was controlled by one of its neighbors. I don't think any of us can afford to see that happen again.
Dr. Nabi, Mansour Ijaz, thank you both very much. So what are they hammering out in Bonn? Our correspondent at the talks joins us when we come back.
To receive a daily email announcement about each evening's Nightline and a preview of special broadcasts, log on to the Nightline page at abcnews.com.
There's a different way to look at your money.
What's it say?
ING. It's not an ending. It's a beginning.
I think this is my favorite part.
Savings start early. This Saturday starting at 7 a.m. Save 50% off select gift ideas. Only at Sears or else.
This holiday season, working late in the dark, your friends were all busy decorating two parks. Such beauty was hung through the evening with care for you and your family together to share. And here's a holiday offer to fill you with glee. With each 3-day adult package, one child gets in free. So gather your loved ones and head for our house. All the creatures are stirring, especially the mouse, at Disneyland and Disney's California Adventure. Call 1-877-700-DISNEY or your travel agent.
It was named Most Beautiful Car in the World by the Italian press and Best Value in its class by Strategic Vision. And after outselling the Mercedes C-Class all summer, it's ready to take on winter. The Volvo S60, available now with all-wheel drive. It adheres to everything but convention.
Oh, there's no place like home for the holidays.
This holiday season, Lowe's brings home improvement home for the holidays. Lowe's has a holiday store within a store to make it easier than ever to decorate your home. And as always, Lowe's promises low prices every day, guaranteed. For 55 years, we've been helping families celebrate the holidays
You can't beat home, sweet.
and improving home improvement.
This holiday, stay connected to the people who matter most. With the Shared Advantage plan from AT&T Wireless, you'll get unlimited local calling between plan members. So Dad could talk to Mom could talk to the kids, and the kids could talk to each other as often as they like. Start with 2 phone lines for $59.99 a month, and add up to 3 more for only $9.99 each. You can also get up to 5 free phones, with nationwide long distance included and plenty of minutes to go around. All for life. Call 1-800-IMAGINE today for a gift that will have the whole family talking.
The various anti-Taliban factions agree on little beside their desire to eliminate the Taliban. The United Nations has brought them all together this week to try to hammer out the framework for a new government. ABC News correspondent John Yang has been covering the negotiations. He joins us now from Bonn. John, there is a little bit of a sense that the Northern Alliance is creating its own realities on the ground in Afghanistan, while they are acting very diplomatically and very moderate and very nice in Bonn. What do you think?
Well, that's right. What their voices are saying are very diplomatic and very moderate, but we're told that inside the talks they are trying to translate their military successes into political successes, because they're the only group that controls any territory, any of the groups that are here meeting. They are pushing to get the lion's share of the seats in this new government they're forming, or at least the interim government. And they're using that ability, that strength on the ground, to try to run up successes here. There is a committee of the delegates that's talking now about the membership of this new interim government, which is another way of saying they're talking about who's going to be in charge, who's going to control it. The Northern Alliance has 5 seats. The committee, or the delegation that represents the former king, has 5 seats, and the other 2 delegations have only 1 seat each.
Tell us a little bit about the former king. Is anyone seriously talking about bringing him back, even as a figurehead?
Well, certainly the Rome group is. The people who support him, they had a press conference this afternoon, and they said that their goal is to bring the king back in some sort of form. They said they were careful to say they didn't necessarily want to bring back the monarchy, but they thought that he would be a unifying and powerful figure. And Western diplomats are saying that they think that isn't too far from the case, that he is a very popular figure in Afghanistan, and that he could play some symbolic unifying role. The Northern Alliance is a little less enthusiastic about that. They say that they believe in institutions, not individuals, and that if this new interim government wants to bring him back, that's fine, but he's going to have to be chosen by the people of Afghanistan, not necessarily by the people here in Bonn.
What kind of a role, John, is the United States playing there in Bonn? It's clearly not a visible one on the surface, but behind the scenes, what's going on?
Well, they're playing the same role as many of the other observer states here. The UN members who are here as an observer, they have access to the Petersburg, the luxury hotel atop a hill overlooking Bonn and the Rhine River, where there's meetings are going on. They can't go into the rooms where the meetings are going on, but they can sort of linger in the hallways, as it were. And also at meals, they are able to mingle with the delegates and the negotiators, and a lot of influence is being exerted there. And as I say, they're playing the same role as all other observers, but of course the United States is playing a more important role than other observers. All the observers may be equal, but some may be more equal than others.
John Yang, thanks very much. Tomorrow on Nightline, an exclusive look at a bombing run over Afghanistan from inside the cockpit of an American F-14 as it hits Taliban targets. That's our report for tonight. I'm Ted Koppel in Washington. For all of us here at ABC News, good night.
This has been a presentation of ABC News. More Americans get their news from ABC News than from any other source.
Tomorrow, war used to be a man's world. Now meet the powerful women behind the scenes, making policy here and around the world. Watch World News Tonight tomorrow.
Sex?
Sex? Is there something in the air? I'm in favor of it. Or is everyone just a little frisky? Once and Again, this Friday at 10/9 Central on ABC.
Face it, extra cash in a CD player are good things. That's why Chevy Cavalier comes with $2,500 cash back or 0% APR financing. And it's equipped with a CD player standard. Hey, with $2,500 cash back or 0% APR financing, a night out never sounded so good. Cavalier, see your local Chevy dealer. Let's keep America rolling.
David Cassidy?
Do you believe in magic?
Do you believe in magic? In a young girl's heart, in its magic. Believe in the magic of a young girl's soul. Believe in the magic that can set you free.
I think I love you.
Wishes do come true, thanks to the Giving Tree. The Salvation Army Giving Tree at Lloyd Center is filled with wishes from people. Without the tree, they wouldn't have a Christmas. Your generosity can make it happen. When you fulfill one of these wish tags, someone's Christmas becomes a little brighter.
Show you care about our community and make a donation at the Salvation Army Giving Tree in Lloyd Center.
Help Santa make wishes come true.
Brought to you by the Salvation Army and K2's AM Northwest.
This is K2, the breaking news station.
Good evening. Welcome to Politically Incorrect. Let me introduce you to our panel. Over here, of course, Mr. Robin Leach. He is synonymous with lifestyles of rich and famous people. As I said, he's really poor and from Brooklyn, but he puts on a good show, and now he is the spokesman for Shop NBC.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Tom Fitton, you are one of our favorite guests. You are the president of Judicial Watch, and you have a syndicated radio show, Judicial Watch Report. And over here we have Genevieve Abdo. Your book, which we are going to talk about, is No God But God, Egypt and the Triumph of Islam. Welcome aboard. And, of course, Miguel Ferrar. I've enjoyed you in many movies. Most recently, you were incredible in Traffic, and you have a show on now, a series, Crossing Jordan, Mondays at 10 on another network. I think it's NBC. Give a hand to this panel. And we are going to talk about this, and before we start, you know, I hate, Robin, you know this, to plug my own stuff, but
Go ahead.
For 2 months, I've been going out in the country on the weekends to do a whole new show, stand-up, about this war.